U.S. officials report that somewhere between 10 and 15,000 Americans are still in Afghanistan. These American citizens couldn't be evacuated quickly enough, mainly because the Taliban conquered the country faster than you can say, "Run away! Run away! Run away!" You mean to tell me there are dudes in Afghanistan who can conquer an entire country in like 8 seconds? And no one sent these guys to the Tokyo Olympics? NBC News reports, as many as 15,000 Americans remain in Afghanistan following the Taliban's takeover of the country, Biden administration officials told U.S. Senate staffers Tuesday, according to two aides. Two Senate aides confirmed to NBC News that they were given that figure in a briefing led by national security and defense officials. Gotta love our national security and defense officials. They are definitely of above-average intelligence. The Washington Post newspaper first reported that the staffers were told between 10 and 15,000 U.S. citizens remain in the country. U.S. officials are racing to get Americans and others out of the country. The Taliban have informed us that they are prepared to provide the safe passage of civilians to the airport, and we intend to hold them to that commitment, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan told reporters at the White House on Tuesday. You may be laughing at the Taliban's claim that they'll provide safe passage to civilians on their way to the airport, but I'm not. The only part I would laugh at is National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan saying that the U.S. is going to hold the Taliban to their commitment. Our leaders wouldn't bust a grape in a food fight. What are they going to do if the Taliban doesn't keep their promises? Post a mean tweet about them? What? Here's what's interesting. We've got thousands of Americans stuck in Afghanistan. Clowns to the left of them, jokers to the right. How are they going to get out of there? On the one hand, we have the United States of America, the most powerful nation the world has ever seen. On the other hand, we have the Taliban claiming that they're going to provide safe passage to American civilians. I actually trust the Taliban here more than I trust the U.S. government. To be clear, I certainly don't trust the Taliban. These are guys who think that blowing up schools and hospitals will get them extra virgins in paradise, not the kind of people you trust to safely evacuate their enemies. But right now, the Taliban has been focusing on putting on a good show for the world, making themselves seem not as bad as we all remember, so that they can consolidate power and set up the new government. So they've been insisting that women will not be oppressed in the new Afghanistan and that the Taliban won't seek revenge on the Afghans who fought against them. They're not the old Taliban. This is Taliban 2.0, cleaner, friendlier, less misogynistic, more civilized. This is all nonsense, but it is the image they're trying to project. So right now, it's in their best interest to let the Americans go. I don't trust the Taliban to do the right thing for the right reasons, but I do trust them to do what's in their best interest. So I think they will provide safe passage to American civilians who are fleeing the country so that they can focus on oppressing the people of Afghanistan. I hope I'm right about letting Americans leave, because if the Taliban decides not to provide safe passage, we'll have to rely on U.S. politicians to rescue U.S. citizens. And right now, I trust U.S. politicians to get U.S. citizens safely home from Afghanistan about as much as I trust the Taliban to get a 12-year-old girl safely home from school. The creepiest part in all of this is that we're just getting started. The world is not a finished product. The United States is not a finished product. The United States and the entire world are in the process of reorganizing and turning into something else. If step one is the Taliban becoming better at protecting U.S. citizens than the U.S. government is, I can't wait to see what step two is. It's a brave new world, my friends.